ET 12 o'clock. Incoming!
Who are you? I will kill you if you let me.
Netflix delivers a lineup of action movies that don't just rely on explosions and car chases, but also showcase brutal violence, realistic physical combat, and characters pushed to their absolute limits. These movies pull viewers into worlds filled with bloodshed, betrayal, and merciless life-or-death battles. The Daily Movie Channel has prepared top 10 brutal action movies on Netflix. If you're looking for dark, intense, and hard-hitting action from start to finish, this list is packed with must-watch titles. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's jump into the list. Number 1. Polar. Duncan Visla's dream of a peaceful retirement is shattered in Polar, a movie that highlights the escape of a legendary hitman. As he approaches retirement age, Duncan, known as the Black Kaiser, becomes the target of his own organization, which refuses to pay his pension. His former boss sends a group of young, ruthless assassins to eliminate the veteran in his remote hideout. The story intensely portrays Duncan's transformation from a man seeking a quiet life into a deadly force forced back into violence to survive. The tension escalates when Duncan must protect Camille, his mysterious neighbor, from waves of enemies closing in on them. Using his exceptional tactical skills, he takes on the assassins in a series of stylish, ultra-aggressive combat sequences filled with brutal efficiency. Number 2. Kate. A gripping revenge mission lies at the heart of Kate, which follows a professional assassin operating in Tokyo. After a mission goes wrong and she is poisoned with a radioactive substance, Kate learns she has only 24 hours to live before her organs shut down. Instead of surrendering to her fate, she uses her limited time to hunt down the person responsible. The narrative powerfully captures the struggle of a woman standing on the edge of death but refusing to leave things unfinished. During her deadly journey through Tokyo's neon-lit streets, Kate unexpectedly forms a unique bond with Ani, the teenage daughter of one of her former targets. Though their relationship starts with tension, they gradually form an unlikely alliance that helps Kate navigate a complex and treacherous Yakuza network filled with betrayal. Number 3. Headshot. A dark past comes back to haunt a mysterious man in Headshot, which begins with him being found unconscious on a beach. He wakes up with no memory and is treated by a young doctor named Alan, who gives him the name Ishmael. However, his new peaceful life is disrupted when a ruthless criminal syndicate starts hunting him down, awakening the deadly combat instincts buried deep inside him. The story intensely portrays a man forced to confront the brutal violence of his past to protect the people he now cares about. The tension reaches its peak when Alan is kidnapped by a mafia group led by Lee, a figure with a deeply dark and personal connection to Ishmael. To save her, Ishmael must retrace the violent path he once walked and face his former comrades, highly trained killing machines. Number 4. Land of Bad.
Having a very pleasant day.
A high-risk rescue mission in southern Philippines becomes the core of Land of Bad, highlighting the coordination between ground troops and air support. The story begins when an elite Delta Force team is trapped after a reconnaissance mission turns into an open firefight against brutal militants. Amid the chaos, a young officer named Kinney must fight to survive on hostile terrain without full team support. The narrative emphasizes how a soldier's life in the field often depends entirely on remote guidance and communication. Kinney's only hope lies in air support led by Captain Reaper, a drone pilot acting as the eyes in the sky from a distant military base. Through monitors and advanced technology, Reaper becomes Kinney's lifeline, guiding him through deadly terrain and providing critical airstrikes at the most crucial moments. Number 5. The Old Guard 2. The eternal battles of immortal warriors continue in The Old Guard 2, which follows the return of Andy and her secret mercenary team. After centuries of protecting the world in the shadows, the group faces new threats that endanger both their existence and their secrecy. The addition of a new member, Niall Freeman, brings fresh dynamics to the team, while the dark pasts of the veteran members resurface and force them to question the purpose of their immortality. The story deeply explores the emotional burden of endless life in a constantly changing world. The tension intensifies with the emergence of a threat from the past, someone with similar powers and a dangerous ambition to exploit their regenerative abilities. As Andy begins to feel her own vulnerability, she must lead her team through a global mission filled with betrayal and high-level conspiracies. Number 6. Kill Bill Volume 2. A deeply personal revenge mission reaches its climax in Kill Bill Volume 2, following the final steps of the bride, also known as Beatrix Kiddo, as she completes her kill list. After eliminating several former teammates, Beatrix turns her focus to the remaining members of the deadly Viper assassination squad, Bud and L. Driver, before finally confronting her ultimate target, Bill. The narrative dives deeper into Beatrix's training under the legendary martial arts master Pai Mei, revealing how she became a nearly unstoppable fighter. The story shifts into more intimate physical and psychological battles compared to the previous chapter. Beatrix faces a life-or-death situation when she is buried alive by Bud, a critical moment that tests her endurance and the breathing techniques she learned during her brutal training. Number 7. The Night Comes for Us.
Satu kehidupan kecil yang sudah di ujung tanduk.
Redemption through a flood of blood is the core of The Night Comes for Us, centered on Ito, an elite enforcer for the Six Seas organization. His life changes dramatically when he betrays his own group to save a young girl in a village he was ordered to massacre. This moral decision instantly turns Ito from a feared executioner into the most wanted target of the Triad's entire criminal network. The narrative brutally shows how a single act of humanity comes at the cost of lives and broken loyalties. The tension explodes when the organization sends Arian, Ito's former best friend, to hunt him down and clean up the chaos. The clash between the two friends becomes the emotional peak amid extremely violent, raw, and deadly action choreography. Number 8. The Equalizer 3.
Penso che un sogno così non ritorni mai più.
A search for peace leads Robert McCall to a beautiful coastal town in southern Italy in The Equalizer 3. After years of living as a violent government operative, McCall hopes to leave his past behind and find calm within a warm local community. However, his hope is shattered when he realizes the villagers he has grown close to are under the brutal control of the local Camorra Mafia. The narrative strongly highlights how McCall's protective instincts resurface when he witnesses injustice firsthand. The story evolves into deadly confrontation as McCall launches a series of covert attacks to dismantle the Mafia's power one by one. With his legendary tactical skills, he becomes an unseen guardian, delivering brutal justice to those who prey on the weak. Number 9. The Northman.
The kingdom. You must choose between kindness for your kin.
Burning revenge drives the Northman, set in the brutal Viking world of the 10th century. The story follows Prince Amleth, who witnesses the murder of his father, King Orvandil, by his uncle Fjolnir, who also kidnaps his mother, Queen Gudrun. After escaping, Amleth vows to return, avenge his father, rescue his mother, and kill his uncle. The epic narrative portrays the transformation of a broken child into a hardened warrior whose life is devoted to a single sacred purpose. The tension intensifies when adult Amleth disguises himself as a slave to infiltrate Fjolnir's territory in Iceland. There, he meets Olga, a mysterious woman who helps him plan sabotage and attacks from within. Surrounded by mysticism and ancient rituals, Amleth faces a dilemma between his thirst for blood and the humanity awakened by Olga's presence. This conflict erupts into raw, aggressive combat that reaches its boiling point in a blazing volcanic crater, where his fate is finally decided. Number 10. Extraction 2.
You were clinically dead 9 months ago.
Rising from the edge of death marks the beginning of a new journey for Tyler Rake in Extraction 2, which follows the return of the elite mercenary after a deadly mission in Bangladesh. After a painful recovery and briefly planning a quiet retirement, Tyler is pulled back into violence by a deeply personal request. This time, his mission is to rescue a family from a ruthless Georgian gangster, holding them inside a maximum security prison. The narrative powerfully portrays Tyler's transition from a lost man into a protector, willing to risk his life for redemption. The story escalates into an intense escape as the rescue mission triggers the wrath of a merciless criminal syndicate. Tyler must guide the mother and children he saves through brutal battle zones, from chaotic prison riots to high-speed train chases. The tension peaks when he faces enemies with massive military resources and deeply personal motives for revenge. This conflict not only tests Tyler's physical limits, but also reopens old wounds tied to his own family, pain he has kept buried for years. Those are the top 10 brutal action movies on Netflix 2025. Don't forget to subscribe for more movie recommendations from the Daily Movie channel.